Hi YouTube, please give me a moment while I connect to Facebook. We'll be getting started momentarily. And I think we should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody, welcome to the Strategic Swing Trader. I am Sami Abusad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Happy holidays. I know we're past the holiday season, but I was out last couple weekends. So I hope your 2023 is off to a great start. Let's get started. We're going to go over the market. We're going to go over some amazing swing ideas for next week. But before we start, as always, a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss is for educational purposes only. If you'd like to download a copy of my free ebook, link for that is in the description below the video. But without further ado, let's turn to the charts and get started. As always, if you find benefit in today's video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. And if you're not yet a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click on the notifications bell. This way you are made aware of any new videos that we put out. And if you have any questions, reach out by email and customer service info@t3live.com. Okay, here we go. The market. As you can see, my friends, the market is bearish, especially the Qs. We popped really hard on Friday, right into that declining 20 period moving average on the daily chart. The SPY is quite a bit more bullish, and the IWM is even more bullish. So the SPY and the IWM broke above the base a little bit. So that's bullish, but the Qs, the Qs is the tracking ETF for the top 100 companies in the NASDAQ, okay, is still bearish. Now, have I seen bearish markets casually bottom and put on a rally? Yes, I have in the past. Most of the time, it doesn't work like this. Most of the time, you need to have a big drop and then capitulation, okay? You know, an accelerated move down and then you bottom, most of the time. Or most of the time, you need to have a long base and then the market breaks out after a long base. But we don't usually bottom out of a downtrend like this, just casually, without any capitulation, without any bullish setups, okay? So I don't know about the market. I am not sure. The only thing that is making me think a little bit bullish is the fact that I know Meta bottomed. That's one. I know Netflix bottomed for good. I don't know actually for sure. Tesla likely bottomed on Friday. Likely. I said likely. Why? Because we need another green bar. If tomorrow, Monday, January 9th, we get another decent sized green bar that closes above Friday's high, then Tesla bottom. I already have 500 shares of Tesla and 5,000 shares of TGTX. Maybe, oh no, not TGTX, TSLL. Maybe 5,000 and some change, just to be 100% accurate. But so I think it bottomed. I bought Tesla at 104.50 over here, so my risk on it is only $13.50, $1,350. I wish I got more. I didn't know it was going to rally this much. And then I got 5,000 shares of the TSLL. TSLL, what I like about it is that it gives you 1.5 times the leverage. The leverage, it gives you basically when Tesla moves 1%, TSLL should move 1.5. So it gives you bigger bang for your buck. And so that's why I bought the TSLL in my IRA account. In my swing account, I bought Tesla. Okay, because the IRA account, I don't have a very large account, so it's limited, and I like to have a few different positions. So I got some of that TSLL. But so again, back to the market. The market looks bearish for the most part, but there are some major companies that I feel very confident have bottomed. In fact, there are some companies that I wish I never got out of. And the only reason why I got out of them is because I looked at the market, or the market broke down, and I said, there's no way they're not going to come in with the market, because the market was looking really bearish. And they kept going higher. So, you know, it messed me up sometimes. But right now, a lot of the companies that I'm doing, I'm completely ignoring the market. If they fail, I'm in CAT, for example. If they fail, let them fail. I don't care. I'm gonna completely ignore the market because, again, up until recently, I've been, I try to make sure I'm playing bullish when the market is bullish. So when the market starts to crash, I don't even wait for the stock to stop me out or trail out. I get out. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. And so far it's been working out better for me, ignoring the market. All right. So here's some ideas for you. I have a few more ideas in the description, but those are the ones that I want to go over with you. We have the ACLX basing at the all-time high, plus in narrow body bar. So if we break out above the base, I think that's a nice buy over the base. Where do you put your stop? That's a little tricky. Can be put under 3150. One can put it also under 3050. One can give it more room still to about 2950, 29.29. So that's the tricky part. The entry, everybody knows where the entry is. It's above the base, above Friday's high. The stop is a little bit tricky. Normally, I like to put my stop under the 20 MA. So when I'm playing long. So I want to put it down here. But then it's a $4 or $5 stop. So that's the issue. CARG, transition A on the daily chart. Notice the gap down got bought. And look at the volume. I mean, that's probably for sure bottom too. It's not a tight base though. That's the only thing that I don't like about it. Not a very tight base at all. Over the base right here, stop under the pivot. Okay? On the CARG. Now, the China stocks, I was right about the China stocks all along. I've been talking about the China stocks in every single video that I did going back the last few months, since they bottomed basically. And here again, I had many more China stocks than I do now. I have several still, and I have the CWEB and I have the YINN, okay? But I had many more stocks than I currently have, and the reason why I got out of some of them is because I felt, okay, the market is really gonna drop here, and it ended up oftentimes dropping, but China is completely independent. CWEB is the triple leverage ETF for the tech stocks in China. So over the base, stop under it. If you want to absolutely not get shaken out, obviously you want to give it a lot more room and put it under the pivot, which is 47.84. But then that's a $20 stop. So it's up to you. Over Thursday's high, 67.30, stop under $61. Target, $100. Okay, it's a transition A breakout on the weekly. And then so the next target would be the 20 MA on the monthly. That's over 100, but let's just say $100 on the CWEB. Now, if you look at the FXI, the yen is the triple leverage FXI. Okay, look at FXI, guys. This is why I loved China. Okay, before they even opened. Look at this, guys. We had a massive drop from the beginning of 2021. Okay, into the Great Recession lows, 2009 lows. Look at that. So I loved it. And now it's rallied a lot. I mean, over 50% on FXI, but the yen is up probably like 300%. I don't know how much more, maybe. From, as you can see, from under $20, I think 18 or 19, I think 1960 to $60. That's 3 times. So I like the yen even more than I do the CWEB because it's a tighter base. So over the base, stop under it. Again, the issue is normally for long-term trades, you want your stop under the 20, not above it for longer-term trades. Because why? They pop and they might come back in a little bit, shake you out, and then eventually go higher. But, you've taken a stop already. So that's the only issue. But do I like it as a swing over the base, stop under it? Oh, yeah, for sure. So I like the yen and the CWEB. EQX, as you can see, it's the same as the CARG. Is a transition A on the daily chart, is a breakout. So over the base, which is about 407, stop up to you. One can use a tight stop and put it under this green bar's low, or one can also use a wide stop, especially if one thinks the market is higher for the next few weeks, few months, forever. You know what I mean? If you think this is because we are at a triple bottom in the Qs, sort of. So here's the first bottom, the second, and the third. Okay, and the fourth, actually. That's the third, that's the fourth. So we are at support, but the picture doesn't look great with the declining 20 right above. Okay, So, but if you think otherwise, if you think, you know, this might be it, I'm not saying so, but if you think so, then I do recommend, what I recommend is getting on board, taking as many plays as possible, but with wide stops, so that you don't get stopped out that easily at all, right? The trick is, you know, the tricky part is has the market bottomed or not? That's the tricky part. But okay, otherwise, I have lots and lots of setups that I like, and I would just give them large stops. So EQX is another one. Fate is a little bit different. Normally, I wait for at least 2 bars to form after a large gap. Okay, so that's what we got. But Fate didn't move very much after the gap, so I do like it over the Friday's high, stop under Friday's low if it triggers. Obviously it would need to take out 460, and then I don't remember the stop, 419, yeah, no, $4. So over 460 or so by $4 long. Now one can say, well, why not short it under the base? You can, but most of the time the big gaps get bought eventually. So I shouldn't say most of the time, but I've had much better luck shorting playing long the large gap downs than playing them short. So I'm looking to play it over 460. HELE, I took a stop on it, to tell you the truth, a few days ago. So I played it as a breakout over here. It wasn't a great breakout, but I really like the monthly. Check out the monthly chart. So the monthly looks higher to up here. And I used the tight stop. Where was my stop? Under this bottoming tail, so it stopped me out. Notice my stop was above the 20, not under it. Why? Because under the 20 means down here, too big of a stop. So that's the trick, that's the issue, is if you don't put your stop under the rising 20, you can easily get stopped out. At any rate, I do like it higher. Over that bar's high, 116.50, stop under 104.40 as a long-term play. LX is Chinese. It's a little bit thin compared to some of the other Chinese stocks. Over 240, stop under 222. Now, there's a lot more Chinese stocks that are good, that I like. Baba looks nice. I have, I think, 150. I know I have 150 shares of Baba. I used to have 500. What happened to those? Because, like I said, I got very uncomfortable about the market, got out of it, got out of 350 shares. So Baba, there's Baidu breaking out. There's so many. QFIN is an open position in the newsletter. Okay, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. WB is a daily buy setup. Is also Chinese. There's a lot, but I'm just giving you a few here that look okay. So LX is one of them. MAC is real estate, has a weekly buy setup, so it's pretty nice on the weekly. The bad thing is the monthly is, you know, doesn't look too good on the monthly, but I like it higher over that green bar's high. Stop would be under the red bar's low as a weekly buy setup on the MAC. SIVB, disclaimer, I have 100 shares in it. Okay, why? I love that monthly chart. Look at this, down, 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 wide range bar into support over here, so it looks higher to me, but it actually hasn't triggered on the monthly. It needs to take out 247.50. Now if we look at this bar's high, it did trigger on Friday, so, but I'm in it from a few days ago from the breakout. Okay, but I like it higher over 248.20, let's just say. Stop under this bar's low, which is 222.40. Okay, it's a big stop. Long-term play. Check out Charter also. You know, monthly climactic. It's too late, right? The same kind of setup. Down a lot, wide range bar, bottomed, it retested, and it's working now on the second half. I have some of the telecom stocks like Charter, LBRDK. Okay, I have AT&T. I have VZ, a long in my swing account, long-term account. So I have the telecom stocks. I don't have Comcast. It gapped over my entry, but I should have done it before it gapped. CMCSA, should have done it before this day, and I was gonna do it over that green bar's high, so it gapped. I didn't get filled. So the telecom stocks look really good. The casino stocks, but especially the MLCO, but it's maybe a little bit late actually. MLCO, LVS, right, and then WINN. I have the WINN, but I don't have the other two. So, you know, I have over 50 positions, long and short, but, you know, the vast majority are long, which makes me feel very uncomfortable given the market situation. TGTX It had an amazing breakout. I took time off, so I didn't trade the last week of the year. That's when it broke out. That's when I should have played it long as a swing. Stop under the SPARS low, but now has a daily buy setup. Long over 11.10, stop under $10. Very tight stop. One can also wait for the prior high to get taken out over 12.24 or add to it over 12.24, but I like it a lot. You know what this reminds me of? I think it's OI or OII. OI, I'm in it. I was scanning for intraday trades the other day, just a few days ago, and I noticed that this had just broken out. I jumped in. I have 800 shares, I think. It's pretty nice. So amazing. Look at that base. Isn't it amazing? Love it. Now let's hope it works out. But yeah, I got it on this day. So that was so Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. And again, I was scanning for intraday trades, for day trades when I found it. So okay, so the TGTX is a beautiful breakout, but the same thing. It's a little bit late on the breakout, so now we have a buy setup. The OI has a 1, 2, 3. See it? So over that red bar's high, stop under it. But normally the 1, 2, 3 setup needs to come after the first green bar. So if the second bar was an inside narrow range bar, especially if it was a small red bar like this one, then you play long above it, right? But in this case, we already got 2 green bars in a row, so it's not as good. Again, we talked about Tesla and TSLL, climactic buy setups. I like the TSLL over 558, 56, stop under 464, and in the Tesla, same thing. Over 114.60, stop 101.80. Climactic buy setups on the monthly chart, okay, on the Tesla and the TSLL. The WDH is Chinese. I was in it, and I had 2,500 shares too, or 2,700, I'm not sure. And then I took it here. This was a huge tail, but it went back up and rallied during that day. So 12.23 is when I exited. This is Chinese. I played it on the breakout. Look how beautiful this breakout was. Amazing. And I got out of it somewhere that day. And as you can see, it continued to base. And now it's going to have a base breakout. Over the base, stop under it. Okay? On the WDH, Chinese. And then YINN, we talked about over the base, stop under. Here's the shorts. They don't look as good. This is also the hardest thing about that I found about swing trading in 2022 was the longs always looked better than the shorts. I mean, on any given day almost, the longs looked better. And the market, as you know, in 2022, the market dropped a lot. So you would think the shorts the setups looked better to the downside, but they didn't. I'm telling you the truth. Here's some shorts for tomorrow. The GH had a large gap down. Based, I should have shorted it, but I didn't, which was right here. See it? It would have been really beautiful. Was I trading that week? Because I think I was, but I didn't. Yeah, I was, but I didn't short it. Should have. Now it has another base breakdown, so under 25.65. Okay, stop over 28.40. Now only if it triggers. Some people come back to me because the stock the next day goes up and they say, well, it went up. You're wrong. No, it never triggered. If it goes up from here and it doesn't trigger, no harm, no foul. It only is a valid play if it triggers. And besides, I don't play every single item that I talk about. I play the best of the best, okay? Or so I think, at least. I try to pick the best of the best. And if you'd like to know which ones I'm picking for tomorrow, and you're a subscriber, the newsletter has already been published. It'll get sent out tomorrow before they open, around 7 a.m. or so, 7:30, giving you a couple hours to input any trades you want. But if you want to access it, you can go to your customer portal and access it right away. It's already completed. And if you'd like to join us and you're new to SST, then you can actually check out the newsletter for the first 30 days for only $49. Very, very cheap. So short under Friday's low, stop above the base, or if you want to be safe, you can also wait for this bar's low to get taken out, which is 24.60. So either under 25.60 or under 24.60, up to you. QLYS is a 1, 2, 3, but I think it's on the thin side. So short under this bar's low, which is 101, stop 105. Okay, it's a big stop, and it's also a thinly traded stock. Here's a better 1, 2, 3, and more liquid too. So under 18, stop over 1872, short on the RCUS. That's a nice 1, 2, 3 setup. Me looks slower, but very extended, very far away from the 20. Look at ME. I mean, it's really bearish. That's 23 and me. Really bearish. No bottom in sight at all. Looks slower. SUNL also looks lower, but it's a $1 stock. I don't like to short normally low price stocks because when they gap a huge amount. Now, when they gap in your favor, they gap a huge amount. But when they gap against you, they gap also a huge amount. So I try to avoid them just to be completely professional about my trading and be, I'm risk averse, so I try not to gamble too much. So short under 113 and stop above the highest point, which is 137. And it's at all-time low, so no target. I think it's at all-time low. We'd have to go to the monthly. It is near all-time low. SM is oil, energy, and it looks lower under 29.38. Stop over 30.88. 29.38, stop over 30.88. And last but not least is the VET, is also oil. I was short the VET, but I covered it at 17. That was my target, about $17. So short under this bar's low, which is 14.64. Stop over 15.65. Okay, and we'd have to go to the monthly to find out what the target is. And as you can see, it has plenty of room to drop to $10 maybe. But there are some oil stocks that look higher, so I'm a little bit surprised that some of them look lower, some of them look higher. For example, I have SE. Is it SE? Nope, it's not SE. Well, I can SXC. I think it's SXC. I have SXC in my swing account. I have CHX in my swing account. It's a weekly buy setup, long. So there are some oil stocks that look higher and some that look lower. I don't understand exactly why. I'm sure some are, whatever. I'm sure there's valid reasons for that, but I'm aware that a lot of them look high. The big names like ExxonMobil, CVX, Chevron, they mostly look higher. I'm not in ExxonMobil, I'm not Chevron. I believe I'm just in a couple, which are the SXC and then the CHX. The OI is actually, initially when I saw it, I thought it was an oil company. It's a glass company, so it's not oil. I don't know if I have any other oil stock. Like I said, I do have over 50 positions in my swing account. I believe 55, 50, something like this. So it's hard to remember all of them. But at any rate, I talked too much today. Good to be back with you. I will continue to do the weekly videos every week, but I'm going to be traveling the next month or so. So I'm going to be working out of a temporary office abroad. So I will likely not have the camera on, but I will still continue to do the videos. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And I will see you on the next video. Take care. And again, hope 2023 is off to a great start. And I wish you an amazing year. Take care.